Okay, good morning, Mr. Umar. Alright, so today my group and I would like to present about our topic which is Evolve. Our architect is Santiago Calatrava. So let me explain a bit about his biodata. He was born in 2008 in Valencia, Spain. He's a Spaniard. He is an architect and engineer. So he kind of like combines both his architect skills with his engineering skills. And the art that he always features themes, movement, flow, and stability. He is very minimalistic. He uses simple geometric forms. His buildings and structures are well organized. And he likes to use white color to make the building to appear very smooth and clean. So the kind of materials he uses is concrete, glass, and steel. Like it can be pictured in our artwork that this one represents steel, and this one represents concrete, and this one represents glass. So this is his design philosophy. So he uses tensions, pervades the physics of structure, creating the illusion of stable. Since he's an engineer, so he uses the concept of physics into his architecture buildings. His architecture buildings are also influenced by human body and nature, such as the turning torso, which is inspired by human body turning to position of a rotation. Yeah. Okay. And he also
So where is torso?
torso.
Where is torso? Abdomen.
Here, it's like torso is like a body shape, right? Yeah. The upper part of the body.
Upper part of the body from
Yeah.
until thigh. So our S is included lah. Yes. The mechanism of joints. Yeah. That's the torso.
Yeah, it's like the turning part of the body. Yeah, it's like basically
All
like the
the
whole part. So it's like when we turn, it's like the whole part here.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is some of his famous buildings and structures. The turning torso. It is a wide marble piece based off twisting human body, like I mentioned before. And the second one is hemispheric. It is like the structure of a giant eyeball, and in front of it there's a pool, and the pool is like an illusion to like or annihilate to welcome people to come there. And this one is the WTC power station. It is inspired by
Which
nature.
WTC are we talking about?
It's like waterway.
World Trade Center mana? New York.
It's the
WTC. WTC is a generic. Lepas ada what? PWTC. So, which one? Must be clear. Is it the New York one? Is it Ground Zero? Yeah, Ground Zero. Yeah. So must mention.
So yeah, this structure is basically influenced by nature, and it is inspired by a child releasing a bird into mid-air. So when the bird opens its wings, so that is the part where he uses the structure the influence into his architect style. So our keyword is evolve. So evolve is basically a change, a slow change of something. It can be better, it can be more complex, but most of the time it is always becoming better. So it's like, for example, from dots, it can become to lines, and lines it can multiply into few lines, and it can produce shapes, and then shapes can produce a complex structure. Yeah, and that is evolve. Right now, I'd like to pass to Zaid to talk about it.
Okay, we go the 9-1 and then we go this. Very quick on the 9-1, so flip it and lean it on the structure. 11 right? You start with 12. Flip it just.
We need to stick it so that we can actually carry it and show to you like in certain direction we are.
Gigit you ni.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go very fast.
Alright.
Okay, so this one, we cut the strings and arrange it into a uniform line, and then as it goes further, it evolves into a more random, like more crazy type of lines. And then for this one, it starts off with a 2D triangle inspired by the turning torso. So as it spirals down, it slowly becomes a pyramid. And then as for this one, this is inspired by the human waist. First it starts off with an irregular curve, and then it slowly evolves to become a proper curve, like a neat curve.
Which one is the neat curve? Towards the
This
behind or
shows,
front?
this way. This one, and the other.
Alright.
Okay, and as for this one, it starts off with small square, and then it evolves further to become like lines joining together to become a more complex squarish cube shape.
It's kind of like gives off the shape of the hand, and it starts off with a very sweet that's deep and ends up with a very deep, heavy, and curved shape. And that one is also inspired by one of Santiago's building, which is like a bird's wing. It starts off from that point and it spreads out into like 4 lines. And from 4 lines it becomes this shape, which is kind of like a triangular shape, and then it extends out into like a cushion. And then this one is also inspired by the turning torso. It starts off with like a smaller triangle here, and then it evolves, and at the same time it also kind of change direction, because like here it's coming from here, it's coming from here. So through the evolve, not only does it get bigger, it also changes direction. And this one is to show inspired by like Santiago's like bridge style of buildings, and because he likes to use tension to show like it's stable, so we use like the dowels in the middle, and it's starting from like some simple like strokes into like a geometric shape, and then both sides are like into like center, and then that one it starts from there. It's actually a spiral, but it starts off neat, like a neat spiral straight, and then after it spirals a bit, it starts protruding out randomly in different directions, in different sizes.
Okay, now Pana.
Okay, so as we know, Santiago Calatrava likes nature, and most of his, well not most, his most famous is the turning torso, which is based on the human body. So we tried brainstorming on which body part can we use. So we thought of doing arms, we also thought of the spine, and whilst we were thinking of the spine, we thought of the dinosaur, Spinosaurus. Its spine is slightly different from ours. It's kind of like a bell curve. So we brainstormed. So finally we chose the arm, because without the arm we can't really do anything in our lives except talk and live. So
Arm.
Yes.
Arm together.
Arm with the hand, the whole joint.
So we explored the movement of the arm, twisting it, flexibility.
Arm band.
No, this one is shoulder to arm. Our arm means arm to hand. Down here.
Hand lah.
From the, yeah, the whole hand.
Hand
The
lah.
whole hand.
Kenapa arm? Arm is here. Arm is technically here.
Because you get hand, you might just think this part.
Oh, hand? How can my hand function without this part? You said arm is without this part. Arm is here. So check out his arm. Can you put the arm band? You put the arm band, we put here. We don't put here. Okay? Can you put the bracelet? We don't put here, we put here. Understand?
Yeah. So it's the whole hand.
It's the hand.
So basically we researched the flexibility, the movement of the hand, how it bends, maintaining the shape when we bend the hand. So then we started playing more of it. We started to understand more of Evolve and how it can be related to the hand. So then we started doing it. So basically, this wire is the veins. These strips are the bones. This transparent glass is the fingernails. and the white triangles are the fingers. So basically, what evolves here is from thin lines becomes thick strips to 2D triangles, to 3D triangles, to a diamond, to a semi-separated diamond. Kind of like a transfusion of two diamonds. And so, like Amir said just now, we wanted it to be simple. Like most of his buildings are white and with glass. So we chose this one. We chose this one to represent concrete, this one to represent glass, and this one to represent.
Okay, so what is the principle behind all this? This is a combination of what and what?
This is a beach. Nobody parts.
Yeah, which one and which one?
This one is inspired by Santiago here, some controversy.
The final product is a combination of which one and which one?
The lines.
Protrudings, like this one is actually inspired by the roof of Auditorio de Tenerife. It's like it's very curvy and it's quite sharp. Yeah.
Dua je? Tiga? Dua, tiga? Which one? Which one is it?
The geometric shape is inspired by this.
This one is based on like the hand, and then this one is like the whole arm. It's like a combination.
Alright, so very quick on the 9 artwork. I think you nailed it on the first line and the second line. Alright, I think the exploration here in this one is weak, the wire, because I think you are looking at the structure. When you mention tension, that's a very interesting thing, no? What you could have maintained is the repetition of the tension of this structure, but the evolving is in the same flow. Can you see you have a similar flow? Movement you from up, down, up, above, and then left to right, corner to the edges, this one to this way. But this one you missed it. So you shouldn't have been that high. You shouldn't have been this high. You can start very small. So you have the same flow. Yeah, then we will see the evolve happen. And then we will see the tension of it going lapping and lapping and lapping and lapping and lapping, and then wherever the flow is, it's up to you, because that's the flexibility of how you set the connection, the arm or the hands and things like that. But when you went directly, like just to replicate some buildings, then it didn't happen that way. So I guess this one is a little bit weak. In terms of this, there's a consistency. Even this one there is a consistency. Only this one is a bit out. So I kind of okay with the final product. Okay, it's good. The twisting is good. It's just that the diagramming of how it happens, you should have explored more detail of the lines to the geometry and the top. This one, right? 1, 2, 3 then, right? And then shows the whole evolve through these 3 things. Okay, that flow of lines, that diagram, that one diagram is a very strong and powerful diagram. Okay, I wish you can have all that in the powerful diagram in your other diagrams. Okay, like this, basically you're drawing back this one, but that actually explains how you got to that. Okay, from very basic to the complicated, and then the evolve is clear in the diagram itself, so I don't have to read it. Okay, so basically to that, you are there but not there yet. It's just the whole evolution will show up. Okay, but overall, I think you have clearly delivered a brief. Okay, your presentation board is clearly laid out, but it can be better. There's always room for improvement. Okay, so I wish you well for the next one. Right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.